The radical power of unlearning. Why Black women must abandon strength to find true power. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm thrilled to share insights from my transformative conversation with LeErica Richards, a visionary who's revolutionizing how we think about leadership, particularly for Black women entrepreneurs. LeErica isn't just changing business models, she's healing generational wounds by creating spaces where Black excellence can thrive without sacrificing wholeness. Her work has liberated countless women from the prison of performative strength, showing them that their softness isn't weakness, it's their superpower. We've all heard that knowledge is power. We're told from childhood that success means learning more, doing more, becoming more. We celebrate degrees, certifications, achievements. We applaud the constant upward trajectory. But what if I told you that the most transformative thing you might do for your career and your life isn't learning something new, but unlearning something old? This is the counterintuitive truth that emerged from my conversation with LeErica. The surprising insight she shared is that becoming an empowered leader isn't just about acquiring new skills, it's fundamentally about shedding old patterns. Many of us, especially Black women, have been conditioned to equate strength with silence and resilience with self sacrifice. The real transformation happens when we give ourselves permission to release those beliefs, embrace vulnerability, and redefine what leadership looks like from a place of softness as well as strength. Let that sink in for a moment. What if the key to your next breakthrough isn't adding something to your already overflowing plate, but removing something that no longer serves you? What if the path forward requires letting go rather than holding on tighter? This idea challenges everything we've been taught about success and leadership. It asks us to consider that perhaps the strongest thing we can do is to allow ourselves to be soft, to be vulnerable, to prioritize our healing alongside our hustle. The truth is, many of us are operating from outdated operating systems. We're running leadership software that was never designed for us. We're following playbooks written by people who never had to navigate the complexities of being both Black and female in professional spaces. And then we wonder why we're exhausted, why we're burning out, why success feels hollow. LeErica challenges us to ask, what if the very things we've been taught make us strong are actually keeping us small? Let me share three powerful insights from our conversation that illuminate this path of unlearning and redefinition. First, unlearning is as powerful as learning. To build a business or career that truly serves you and your community, you must start by letting go of outdated notions of leadership rooted in constant self denial or perfectionism. These narratives weren't created with us in mind. They weren't designed for Black women who have historically carried the weight of families, communities, and workplaces on their shoulders. These narratives tell us that rest is lazy, that vulnerability is weakness, that putting ourselves first is selfish. But these are lies that keep us trapped in cycles of burnout and disconnection. Second, your healing journey fuels your professional growth. The process of embracing softness and authenticity rather than always performing strength creates space for innovation, collaboration, and sustainable success. When we heal, we lead differently. We make decisions from wholeness rather than woundedness. We create boundaries that protect our peace and our purpose. We show up not as who we think others need us to be, but as who we truly are. Third, you can build spaces where Black excellence thrives by leading from a place of empathy, transparency, and values alignment. You not only empower yourself, but also create environments where others feel safe to show up fully. This ripple effect transforms not just individual lives, but entire communities and industries. Now, you might be thinking this sounds beautiful in theory, but does it work in practice? Can softness really coexist with success in the real world? Let me share some powerful examples that demonstrate exactly how this approach is creating extraordinary results. Consider Dr. Erica Jordan Thomas, who built EJT Education Group to help Black educators grow seven-figure consulting businesses. When she started, she faced immense industry skepticism around Black educators' earning potential. She also had to confront her own internalized beliefs about leadership, beliefs that told her she had to conform to traditional models of authority and expertise to be taken seriously. Instead of doubling down on these limiting narratives, Erica focused on unlearning them. She invested deeply in her personal development while building systems centered on values based leadership. She created space for her own healing journey alongside her strategic business growth. The result? EJT Education Group has helped numerous Black educators achieve millionaire status through consulting. Erica's story is particularly powerful because she transitioned from being a high school math teacher, where she often felt undervalued, to becoming a CEO by prioritizing both her healing journey and her strategic business acumen. She's empowered dozens of clients to become six-figure earners, established herself as an industry thought leader, and cultivated a thriving team culture. But perhaps most importantly, she's shifted mindsets across education entrepreneurship regarding who deserves wealth and how it's built within communities historically excluded from such opportunities. She's living proof that unlearning old paradigms creates space for Black professionals, especially women, to thrive authentically in business settings. Let's look at another example. Emerging Business Leaders, or EBL, led by John L. Brown. This organization creates collaborative networks among Black professionals across industries. They recognized a significant challenge: the isolation frequently experienced by minority entrepreneurs and the lack of access to cross industry mentorships and resources. Rather than accepting these limitations, EBL intentionally designed programs fostering bridge building between sectors while celebrating individual authenticity. Their motto, Be You, Love You, reflects their commitment to creating spaces where professionals can bring their whole selves to their work and their networks. The results speak for themselves: an expanded membership base, increased partnerships between members' businesses, and elevated visibility for emerging leaders within their fields. EBL was founded out of frustration with traditional networking groups that failed to center inclusion or address unique barriers faced by Black professionals. Today, they've set new standards for what inclusive professional communities look like, demonstrating tangible benefits when organizations prioritize belonging over assimilation. A third powerful example comes from the wealthy Black educator Lux Retreat, which brought together successful Black entrepreneurs committed not only to personal achievement, but also communal upliftment. Many attendees struggled initially with imposter syndrome despite outward success, the result of years spent navigating exclusionary environments alone. The retreat created intentional space for vulnerability sharing alongside strategy sessions so participants could heal while growing professionally. Attendees reported renewed confidence in their identities as both leaders and whole people not just strong performers, and forged supportive peer relationships lasting beyond the event. This retreat was conceived after recognizing persistent gaps between surface level entrepreneurial wins versus deeper fulfillment among high achieving women of color founders. The impact was profound. A sustained alumni network formed post retreat, several joint ventures launched among participants who previously felt isolated, and a precedent was set for integrating emotional wellness into elite business gatherings serving underrepresented demographics. What these stories share is a common thread: the courage to question conventional wisdom about leadership and success. Each of these women had to first give themselves permission to lead differently, to prioritize healing alongside hustle, to value community alongside competition, to embrace softness as a source of strength rather than a liability. This isn't about abandoning ambition or lowering standards, quite the opposite. It's about recognizing that sustainable success requires wholeness, and wholeness requires healing. It's about understanding that the strongest leaders aren't those who never break, but those who know how to repair themselves when they do. It's about creating new models of excellence that don't demand the sacrifice of our well being on the altar of achievement. So I challenge you today: what do you need to unlearn? What beliefs about strength, success, and leadership are you carrying that were never meant to serve you? What parts of yourself have you silenced in the name of being taken seriously? What would it look like to lead from a place of wholeness rather than woundedness? The revolution we need won't come from learning more leadership techniques or productivity hacks. It will come from the courage to question everything we've been taught about what makes a good leader. It will come from our willingness to be vulnerable in spaces that taught us to be invulnerable. It will come from our commitment to healing ourselves so we can create healing spaces for others. This is not just about personal transformation, it's about collective liberation. When we give ourselves permission to be soft in a world that demands we be hard, we create pathways for others to do the same. When we prioritize our healing alongside our hustle, we model what sustainable success can look like. When we lead from wholeness, we create spaces where others can bring their whole selves too. The world doesn't need more leaders who are burning themselves out in pursuit of someone else's definition of success. The world needs leaders who have done the work of unlearning harmful narratives, who have prioritized their healing, and who create spaces where others can do the same. The world needs you, not the version of you that's constantly performing strength, but the authentic you who knows that true power lies in the courage to be soft in a world that taught you survival was the only option. Your unlearning is revolutionary. Your healing is radical. Your softness is your superpower. Thank you.